Okay, guys, welcome to the lecture 3 of our web development course, and we are still on the front end development. So, today we'll be looking at the basic HTML tags. So, in our previous video, I introduced you to the structure of the HTML. So, what we'll be doing today will be the basic HTML tags you can find when you start coding or when you start writing HTML. Okay, so that's what we'll be looking at. Then this will be what we'll be looking at as our table of content. Then the first one will be headings, second one being paragraphs, third one text formatting. And under text formatting, we will treat all these topics under it. Okay. So the first topic we'll be looking at will be the headings. So headings, they are used to represent a topic head. So when you want to represent the head of a topic, so let's say I have a blog in my, or let's say I have a blog website and I have a new news coming up, which is a headline. So let's say I want to use that topic on my website, I need to make it a heading. So the headers are for those topic heads and they are H1, H2, H3. So these are some example of headings you can get. So it's range from H1 to H6. So that's the range of the heading tag. Now they can be used in only the body tag. So you can use the headings in the head tag. So it's only for the body tag. It can be used more than once on a single page. You can use these headings like from the start to finish. It doesn't matter the number of headings you wish to use. Then the next paragraph will be our paragraphs, or the next slide will be our paragraph. But first, I would like you guys to see how we can apply the headings. So let me go to my VS Code. So I'll quickly go to my VS Code. Okay, so this is where we left off the last time, and we introduced you to the sections of or the structure of the HTML we'll be using, and that is the basic structure you can get. Now we added the title the last time, and we added something called, or we added something like a text hello world in our body, and we said anything we add between these two tags is what we'll be seeing. Now let's try to format our code. So I'll bring this guy here. Now to apply the header, you just need to write the type of header, like it's an opening and closing. So H1, then you close your, like you put your text inside the opening and closing. So this will be my closing. Okay, so I have my text here and it will be enclosed in it. So that's how we can use headers. So we can have H1, H2, H3 and so on. So I can copy the same thing. Then I'll do H2, then H3, then H4. So these are headers. Let me see, I didn't copy this. Okay. So H3, H4, H5, H6. Put this thing to, and whatever you use as the opening should be the same as the closing. And here is 3 2. Okay, mistake 3, and then 4 4 5 5. Then okay, so this is a shortcut I want to tell you guys about. So when you want to select more than one item, like maybe I have H1 here and I want to select it like the following one, I just select it like this. Then I do Control plus D, so Control plus D. So on Windows it's Control plus D or Command D on Mac. So you just go here, select it, then you say Control D, so it will select. Now when you type writing or when you start writing, it will change both of them. So H6 here. So you see this one has changed. So you use the control D to let's say do this. It's very very simple. You just select it, then you click on control D or you hold control D on Windows, and on Mac it's CMD, which is command D. Okay. So there's the headings, so it's range from 1 to 6. Now you just use the opening and the closing, but your text should be enclosed in these two tags, which is the opening and closing. Now I would like to run this code and see what I will get in my browser. So there's my HTML file. Now it should load. Okay, so let me see. Okay, okay, so it's taking time to load. Okay, so you can see these are my headers. So my first header is this one. Then this. So as you increase the numbers, your size of the header also decreases. So increasing the number like H1, H2, those numbers will mean that your size of the heading will decrease. So you can see H1 here is bigger than the H2 here, and the same could be said for the preceding or for the corresponding ones. Okay, so as you increase the number, you tend to have a decrease in size of the headers. Okay, so that's what we mean by headers. Now we can quickly go to the next slide. Okay, so for the next slide, we have paragraphs. Paragraphs is it is used to write a multi-line text. So as you can see, in the previous slide, we use headers, which is just a single line text, and we want to make it as a topic head. But this one is for a multi-line text, and it is represented by the P tag, and it is only used in the body tag as you saw in the heading. So we can't use the heading in the head tag or the title tag. You need to put it in the body tag, and it can be used many times in the same page. So as you saw for the headings, we use the same thing. Now I would like to clear these guys out, or I'll put it beneath it. So B, then I'll say welcome to my first HTML page. Okay, then I'll close it using my P tag. So it's the same thing I'm doing. I'm opening the tag and I'm closing it at the end. I'll paste these ones too. Paste these ones. Okay, so as I said, we can use it many times in our HTML code. Now go to my browser and refresh and see what I'm getting. So you can see I'm getting the same thing here. So this is just a paragraph. So when you want to write a multi-line text, you just need the P tag, which is the paragraph tag. Okay. So we move on to the next slide. So we are done with the headings, which is our topic head, then the P, which is our paragraph representing, let's say, a description of your topic head. Then go to text formatting. So text formatting is really important when you want to, let's say, format or you want to style your text using just HTML. Yeah, so when you want to use just HTML to style your text, you need to use the text formatting parameters. Okay, so or text formatting tags. So the first one we would like to look at will be the bold and strong. It is used to emphasize a specific word in a sentence. Bold or strong tags can be used, and strong tag is used to emphasize with importance. So when you want to emphasize with importance, like maybe when you have a sentence and you want to emphasize on a particular word which actually, let's say, forms part of the sentence or it tells more about the sentence, you just need to use strong because it's, let's say, emphasized with importance. But when the word is just being boldened, then you can use just the bold tag to emphasize without importance, and it is represented by the B in a tag here, and the strong is just the strong in a tag here. So let's go back to our code. Let's say welcome to my first HTML. I want to make the HTML bold, so I will use strong here. Okay, so you just wrap it around uh, the strong tag. So you open, then you close it. then I'll close it. Now I'll put B here. It will provide you the same result since it's just the bolding, but the importance will be the main deal here. So when you are applying, let's say a text reader or a text reader to your HTML, when the reader reaches the strong tag, it will actually read it in an emphasized way instead of reading it just like that. But for the B or for the bold tag, it will actually read it as the same as the other words in your HTML or in your text. Now I'll run this and see. Okay, so you can see the same result, HTML being bolded. Okay, so that's how you can bolden your text in HTML. We can go to another text formatting tool. So it's also another tag which is italics. So let's say when you want to slanten your code, you can use italics to do that. And italics perform emphasis as the bold to did, and there are two types of italics. You have the EM tag and you have the I tag. Now the EM tag is more like the strong tag which indicates importance, and the I is also like the bold tag. So how we can use this in our code is very simple. I'll go to my code, then I'll wrap it around the text I want to italize or something. So here should be EM. So for the first tag, EM, which provides importance, and this is I, then this is also I. Okay, now go back to my browser, run my code and see what I'm getting. So you can see I'm getting the same output, but the importance will be on the first one, which is the EM tag, so HTML being slanted. Now go to the next slide. So the next slide will be the underline tag. So underline tag is also used for, let's say, underlining statements or headers when you want to provide some importance. So it's the same thing, you wrap it around the U tag here. So I'll just wrap it around this U tag here. So opening and closing tag. Then I'll quickly go to run my code in my browser. So run, so you can see it has been underlined. Okay, so I won't waste my time on these tags. Then we go to the next one being the insert, delete, and strike. Normally, the insert is more like the underline, so it will just underline your code and represented as ins tag. Then the delete and strike are also more like the same, and they achieve the same result. So the delete is just you using the del tag, and the strike through is used to, let's say, strike through. So delete is used to strike through your text, and the s is also used the same way. So let's use all of them in our code. So here will be our ins. So then ins. Okay, and we have let me apply the u too so that you see no difference. Then I'll put my del and s. So here will be my del. Then I'll put my s around this thing. So s. Okay, now quickly run my code in my browser. So rerun, so you can see this is the ins, the same underline as this one, and this is the del, the same as the strike through I used. Okay, so we are done with that tax too. Then we can go forward to do superscript and subscript. So superscript is let's say putting your text above the normal text, and the subscript is putting your text below the normal script. So when you are doing something like you are writing a chemical formula and want to do a subscript or superscript, you just need the sub and sup tags. So I can change this guy to sub, then here to serve, so it should be opening and closing, and the text will be wrapped around with these tags. Then you can have sub here to sub. Okay, now let me go to my browser to run this code. We run, so you can see this the super script, and there's the sub script here. Okay, So that's how you can apply those two tags. Then the last one will be our highlighting. So let's say I want to highlight a text in my code. I just need to use the mark tag here. So I want to highlight a text. So I just use mark. So open, and here will be closing. Okay. So I'll go to my Google, I'll run this code so you can see this will be my highlighted text since it's being wrapped around these guys. Okay. So that will be that for this lecture. And what we did in this lecture was the basic HTML tags you can find. That's the p tags, the headings, and also the text formatting tags. Okay, so I think that will be that for this video. In the next video, you'll be looking at more like the anchor tags and so on. Okay, so next, that's what we'll be doing. So just subscribe to this channel, like this video, and share it with your friends. So thank you.